Hello, lovely people. It's good to be back here again. I welcome you to another tutorial. My name is KAFTAN. So, I want to say a very big thank you guys to my subscribers. Thank you so much. I will not thank you guys enough. Like, I can't even thank you guys enough. Thank you so much for always stopping by, for always supporting my channel. If you're new, I say you're welcome. And it's also nice to be part of this family. Subscribe as well. I'll appreciate you so much, guys. And remember to turn your notification bells, okay? That's the only way you get notified anytime I upload a new video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this beautiful um, off-shoulder dress with a close-up slits, okay? And I'll be using this two fabric. This one is for the main body of the dress, and this one will be for the ruffle, okay? So this, if you look at this pattern, the pattern of this print, I am going to cut it in such a way that I want this part where you have this. I would like it to be on the lower part of the dress, that's on the skirt part of the dress, okay? So I can complement the ruffle of the off shoulder part, okay? Then for the body of the dress, I'll be using this other part, okay? So getting started, I already cut out the piece I'm going to be working with, having in mind that the dress part will be divided into two, the upper part and the lower part, which is the skirt part. Okay, so here I have this cut out already, alongside my lining and the interfacing I'll be working with. And like I said, it's an off-shoulder top on this part. And I'm working with off-shoulder of 4. I'll be taking away 4. 4 is very, very okay here. So I'll just place my ruler. Now, having in mind that the measurement, the length of the dress I'm actually working with is 54.5, the full length of the dress. And the half length is 16.5, okay? So I will take away 16.5 from 54.5. That's when I'm cutting out the lower part of the dress anyway. But for the half length, which is what I'm working with, is 16.5. Okay, so I'm just going to place my tape at 4. Remember, if it's an off shoulder, I'll place it at the top here and mark my 16.5. Okay, with an extra 1 inch allowance. That's 17.5. So I'm just going to take note of that. I'll do the same thing on this other side, so I can get a perfect straight line. So here, at this point, -4, I'll put my length to bust point measurement, which is 10.5. First of all, the armhole line at 9. Mark the armhole line, which is 9. I hope you can see this. Let me get a more visible chalk. So here I have 9 for the armhole line. Then the next line will be the breast length to breast point line, which is 10.5, and the under bust, which is 14, and of course the length of the dress. Okay, so I'll just repeat the same thing here so that I can get a straight line. Then I'll connect the points. Chalk is too bold, but for the sake of visibility, I have to use it. Please, with this, you can see the lines properly. Yes. Okay, so now that we have our line, um, at this line, I'm going to get the bust span measurement, which is the nipple to nipple measurement. It's important to watch my video on how to take proper body measurement. Okay, it's a well detailed video. Of course, that's the basis. Once you understand that, making a dress, it's very very easy. Okay, in case you're a beginner, especially. So I'm going to get the bust span line, which is 8. I'll divide it by 2. That's 4. So I'm just going to mark 4 at this point. So I'll get a straight line. Okay. Now on this line, this is the armhole. I'm going to get my bust measurement. And the bust measurements I have here is 35. If I divide it by 4, I'll have 8.75. So taking note of that. Then on my under bust line, on the waistline, which is 32, if I divide by 4, that's 8.5 on this waistline. And the under bust line is 33, divided by 4, 8.75. Okay. Coming to this point now, on this bust point line, I will go down by 1 inch. This is the bust point line. If I go down by 1 inch here, at this point here, I'll take note of that. Then, at this under bust line now, I'm going to go in here by, depends on how much you want the cup to be. You can go in by ½ inch, 3/4, or even 1. But let me do 3/4 inch or ½ inch because of this chop is quite bold. Let's say 3/4 inch. I'll mark 3/4 inch on both sides. Okay. And the same thing also on the waistline. So remember, on this bust point line, we came down by 1 inch. So I'm just going to connect this point to this point here, like so. Okay. Then of course from here I'll connect it to the waistline. As you can see. Okay. So after this now, the next thing I'm going to do now is to create my princess dart. First, on this part, I'm going to come here. The shoulder measurement is 15 divided by 2, 7.5. You add ½ inches, that is 8 inches. Take note of that here. But because this is off shoulder, I'll take away about 1.5 or 2 inches. Okay, so I'll take away 2 inches here. So taking note of the 2 inches here, this point. So I'll connect it to the bust line here, like so. Okay, then of course on this part, this is already 4. I'm trying to create the neckline now, so I'll just go deeper in by say 1 inch or 1.5 inch. Let's do 1 inch here. So from this point, I'll also create a curve. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so getting my princess cut now, from this point here, I'll go in by 2 inches. These 2 inches here, take note of it. So it is from here, these 2 inches I've taken from here to here. I will now form my princess dart to meet this point. Remember, this point is 1 inch away from the bust point line. Okay, do not forget that. So just, if you have your computer, please go ahead and use it to connect it to this breast point line gently. Okay, but of course here remember it's not going to be you have to curve it. It's not supposed to be sharp. Okay, you're going to curve this part. Okay, okay. So now that we have gotten this, I can now impute the allowances we are meant to put here. I'll fix in the allowances here. Okay. So from this point here, I'll put here about 2 inches allowance here. Okay. And on this line, this under post line, I also put 2 inch allowance. But remember, this dart here, we also have to put back the allowance on this part. So taking note of the allowance, we have about 1.5 inch here. So I'll also put it back there. Okay. Coming down to the waistline, I'll put my 2 inches already here. Then of course, taking note of this space we already have here, I'll also put it back 1.5 inch. Okay. And that is how I'll just connect the lines properly. We are not putting it on the bust line because there's no any dart at that point. Okay, remember this is the new armhole line. So and now this princess dart we have created here, in order to avoid bulkiness, I will usually go up by say 2 inch. Okay, so that by the time we finish sewing, it will be able to match up. Okay, so now this is it. Then I will create my new armhole curve to this bust line. So here is my new armhole curve. Okay, and that is it. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to cut this off. And so that's it, guys. We are done with the front part of this. So setting this aside, let's move to the back piece. So first of all, I'll create my zipper allowance space of 2 inch. Okay. So after that, I'll create my draw out my bust pan line as well. Okay. So let's take note of the armhole line. Remember, from here the armhole line is at 9. We don't need bust line here or under bust for the back piece. Okay, just the bust point line and of course the waistline. Remember we add 17 and a half. So mark a straight line. Okay, so remember on this part we said the shoulder was 15 divided by 2, 7.5. We added half inches, that's 8. After getting the 8, we took away 2 inches at this point. Remember here, so this was our point here. We're going to, so on here now, take note of the bust measurement, which is 8.75, right? So mark 8.75. Okay, I still need that the under bust, although it's not like we're going to do anything with it, just to improve the measurement. So let's put that on the under bust line, just to take note of the. So from here, this is the bust span line. Remember, I'll come down to take note of the. This is the under bust line. Okay, just come down to 1 inch away from this armhole line. At this point here, 1 inch away from this armhole line. Just take note of that point here. First of all, connect these points. And remember, this is our line, not this one. Remember, we took away 2 inches from this place. So connect it to this place. Carefully do this. Okay, here. So from here, remember we'll come in by 2 inch as well. From this point, we'll come in by 2 inch. So it is at this point, then we'll connect it to this 1 inch below the bust point line. So to give us our princess cut. The back doesn't need much curve unlike the front because of the bust. Okay, so we add the excess of say 1.5 to 2 inches here to avoid any bulkiness at the armhole part. Then of course this becomes our new armhole. Okay, so on this neckline part, um I'll just go down by say 2 more inches. So I'll stop at say 6.5 is fine. Okay, so from here, the next thing left now is to cut this out. notch the zip allowance part. And that is it, guys. We are done with the back piece. Okay, so the next thing, of course, is just to um, iron out the interfacing on every part, and of course join it together. So this, be sure to label it, because here you already have a lot of pieces and you don't want them mixing up. So here is the back piece, and of course these are the front piece as well. Okay, so that is it, guys. So and this come to the end of this part of the tutorial. On the next video, I'm going to show you how to cut out the skirt part, and of course also show you how to create the close-up slit as well. See you on the next video, guys.